and this is a scam that has rocked not only the state of West Bengal, but has also sent shockwaves across the country, because look at the recoveries that the Enforcement Directorate has made. Now, the All India Trinamool Congress is on a defensive after a minister from Didi's cabinet was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on graft charges. ED alleges that Partha Chatterjee is involved in a recruitment scam, as unaccounted cash and jewellery was recovered from the residence of Aprajita Mukherjee, who is allegedly a close aide of Partha. Breaking her silence, Mamata Banerjee has distanced herself from Partha, saying that she and her party is clean. Is this seizure by the Enforcement Directorate merely a tip of the iceberg? Is there a larger collective responsibility of the West Bengal government and Mamata Banerjee? TMC says this is a mere witch hunt and a politically motivated investigation. Now, let's also tell you about what exactly has been happening so far. What are the key details that have emerged? Now, Mamata Banerjee, what the arrest memo reveals is that there was a call that Partha really made to Mamata Banerjee at around 2:32 a.m. when he was right about to be arrested. Mamata Banerjee did not answer those calls. Why did he call Didi? What was he trying to get from her? These were unanswered calls. The second call went at around 2:33 a.m., the odd timing, of course, of it. But he was trying to get in touch with the Chief Minister. The third call at around 3:37 a.m. Somewhere, it also presents the optics that this was a very, close minister working in the cabinet. And is there a larger nexus which is operating, which is what the opposition is questioning? Call number 4 at around 9:35 a.m. All these calls which were made from Partha to Mamata Banerjee also raise the larger question that was this just one minister which was involved, or this is just one incident which is secluded from the government, or we should talk about the larger collective responsibility of any elected government of the day. Joining us on the broadcast is Aprajita Sarangi. She is the BJP MP and national spokesperson. We also have Mr. Biswajit of the TMC. Mr. Deb, I'm coming to you first. I think it's class 8 civics that this is something called collective responsibility, which begins with the chief minister and extends to the cabinet. If a cabinet minister is being investigated for these graft charges, and I reiterate, he's an accused, he's not a convicted at this point in time, doesn't it raise larger questions about the propriety with which the government is functioning right now?
You see, our leader, the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, had very clearly clarified that exactly what is the stand of the party and what is her stand. She has very categorically stated that, well, don't delay the investigation, complete the investigation within a time-bound schedule, and if there is any evidence, file a charge sheet and let him face the trial. But don't delay the investigation, continue the investigation for years together, as you did in Sarada scam and Narada scam, and try to malign the Trinamool Congress in each and every step. You see, let us make it clear that the lady from whom this cash has been recovered has nothing to do with the Trinamool Congress, and neither Trinamool Congress has got anything to do with the cash. This has been clearly made clear by our leader. Secondly, let us come to one point, that the way the things are being aggravated and exposed, and it is just, you see, it is a media trial which is exactly going on. If you remember that our Honorable Chief Justice of India had recently said that it is media trial is very dangerous and do not hold media trials and kangaroo courts. And this is what exactly is going on.
I take that criticism. I take that criticism coming in from the Chief Justice of India
without specific evidence
in the right
without
spirit.
The investigation.
And that is why, sir, Mr. Deb, please allow me this interjection. That is why when I asked you a question, I reiterated that he's an accused. I did not say that the evidence points out that he's involved in some way or the other. I am only talking about the political propriety and morality. There was a time when if politicians were under a scanner, or they were accused, or they were allegedly involved in some graft charges, there was a larger political morality we used to talk about, and this is the old school politics that Mamata Banerjee and TMC claims to represent, isn't it, sir?
If you talk about political propriety,
yes.
What about BJP?
No.
Since the last 8 years, we have seen several scams. You see, bank frauds, bank scams,
Give me one
and
example.
people running away from the country, people running away from the country after looting thousands and
I
thousands
think
of
that's
crores.
apple and oranges.
And the government unable to. And the government unable to.
And I also
and the
think
government unable to
that
stop
you've not
them.
answered the question I asked you.
Until and unless.
The old
until
school
and
political
unless,
morality.
until and unless
The old
there is a
school
passive
political
support.
morality.
Please,
And
let me
simplicity
finish.
that Mamata Banerjee
Please
embodies
let me
in Indian
finish.
politics.
Madam,
Yes,
madam,
sir.
please
Yes,
let
sir.
me.
Please go ahead.
Madam, please let me finish.
Please go ahead.
You are an anchor. You are asking me certain questions.
No. I give you all the time. Please go ahead,
This
sir.
cannot go on one-sided.
Please go ahead, sir.
Everything is going on one-sided now.
No. Please go ahead,
Let the, you see, the ED, the Enforcement Directorate, they are the people who are investigating. And they are the best possible persons who can say that what is the outcome of the investigation. But we would request them, please complete the investigation within a time-bound schedule. And if there is any evidence, file a charge sheet and let the person face the trial. And if he is convicted by a court of law, we will throw him out from the party.
Okay.
Because Trinamool Congress does not indulge in any corruption. Mamata Banerjee has made it very clear that we do not indulge in any corruption, and we will not spare anybody if he is charged or if he is found guilty of any corruption, whoever he may be.
Mr. Deb,
So
one interjection before I go and take
by
a word
Mamata
from
Banerjee.
Aprajita. The scam that we're talking about, the alleged scam, I reiterate and highlight, the alleged scam that we're talking about where crores of rupees has been recovered from the aid of Partha Chatterjee, allegedly Aprajita Mukherjee, involves a scam, a recruitment scam, which is perhaps under the West Bengal government. It is not something private. It is not about having some kind of personal or private misdemeanor. It actually involves the policy of a government. There has to be accountability from the West Bengal government as well. You can't just simply say, look, we are clean, our party is clean, go give punishment to the minister if he is guilty. What is the party doing about it? Are you going to conduct an internal probe, an internal inquiry? Will the government of the day order some kind of inquiry within the department?
Well, unfortunately, that was not allowed because the opposition, they started moving the court. And now the matter is sub judice. Now already the court has ordered for a CBI inquiry. And after the CBI inquiry, the ED has taken over the investigation. So entire matter is sub judice. Matter is pending before the single bench. Matter is pending before the division bench. So now the West Bengal government has got nothing to do. In fact, I would like to point out that 17,000 recruitments have been approved by the government, but we cannot do anything due to the fact that the matter is pending, matter is sub judice. So we must know that things cannot be one-sided. It is not only the government which should be blamed like that.
Okay.
We are very sorry. We do not indulge, and we will not spare anybody who are responsible for the allegations, especially relating to educational matter.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
The question of recruitment of teachers, we are not going to support. We are not going to support it.
No, it's good. It's good that you've taken that stand as the party.
If anybody is involved,
yes,
if anybody is involved in the recruitment scam, it's a very sorry state of affairs.
I will come back to you, sir, and I will ask you. I will ask you about under which law does it stops the TMC government from holding any kind of departmental inquiry. But before that, I have to go to Aprajita Sarangi as well. Aprajita, one of the key things that TMC repeatedly has said is that there has to be a time-bound investigation. A lot of times, these investigations have started as a political witch hunt. That's what the TMC accuses the union government of. Respond to that.
See, there are two questions before Trinamool Congress today. Number one, why was TMC silent post-November 2021? Now, what happened in November 2021? In November 2021, the contentious state recruitment came under the legal scanner after the Calcutta High Court ordered a preliminary inquiry by the CBI into alleged irregularities. You very rightly pointed out that the TMC, the government, was silent at that point of time, and there was no departmental inquiry which was conducted by the state government. Why was it silent? This is